Okay, so let's start reading it. You are all muted, so when I call on you, please unmute yourself, okay? So, Andrew, would you like to read the English, please? Remember, you are all muted, so.
The author of Shoin, Rebenu, tell us quickly, dear Rabbi, is unknown. The scholar and activist Noyek Prelutsky included it in his Yiddish Volkslieder, Gesamt und der Klecht, Yiddish folk songs collected and explained, Warsaw, 1911-1913.
And play it again.
Join Rebenu was performed for piano, baritone, and tenor in 1911 to the Society for Jewish Folk Music of St. Petersburg and was published in the Society's collection of songs in 1912. It is a cumulative song, mu asapru, mu adabru. Sudenyu is a little feast. The shor habor is a wild ox. The lev yosun is the biblical sea monster. The yayin hameshumor is the wine that has been preserved since the days of biblical creation.
Go on.
The recording was by the cantors Yosef Rosenblatt and Samuel Malavsky, 1882 to 1933, 1894 to 1985.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sandra, would you like to read the English to start? Unmute yourself, Sandra.
The screen in front of me is Yiddish.
Yeah, that's what I wanted, to read Yiddish.
Okay. Sag schon Rabbeinu, was wird sein, als Mashiach wird schon, als Mashiach wird schon kommen, als Mashiach wird kommen, wollen wir machen als Judene.
Soothen you.
Okay, can you translate it, please?
Tell me, Rabbi, what will happen when Mashiach will come? When Mashiach will come, we will make a great feast.
Mhm, good. Next slide, please. Continue, please.
Was wollen wir essen auf dem Sudenju? What will we eat on the Sudenju? I'm sorry. What will we eat on the Sudenju? Dem Shor Habor mitten Liviosen. Dem Shor Habor mitten Liviosen. Dem Shor Habor mitten Liviosen wollen wir essen auf der Sudenju. What
Good.
will we eat at the big Suda, at the big feast? We'll eat the great sea monster. That's what we'll eat. Dem Shorabor mit Libiosim. The great sea monster will eat at the very big feast.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Good. Okay, next slide, please, Michael. Okay, I see that Elaine raised her hand. Yes, Elaine.
Is the wild ox, is that truly kosher? It's just occurred to me when no, seriously, right? It was just very weird that's the biblical creature that, so I'm just curious, is it kosher?
You see here, Shorabor Glatt Kosher on the picture.
I see that, but
Who knows?
anybody know? I mean, I know that buffalo is kosher,
Probably.
but it's
Sure.
just not slaughtered
Elaine,
correctly.
Elaine.
But
Yeah, it has to be slaughtered
Elaine,
correctly, of course.
The symbol that you're looking at, Shah Habor Glat Kosher, that's 20th century. It's a 20th century animal. The Shah Habor that's in the Bible is from another world,
okay,
not from this world.
okay.
Okay. Alvin, can you read, Alvin?
Ja. Was sollen wir trinken auf der Sudenju? What will we drink at the feast? Dem Yayin Hamshomer, dem Yayin Hashomer, the ancient, the wine of ancient days, the wine of ancient days. Dem Yayin Hamshomer. We'll drink that wine of the ancient days. Then Shur Habor mit Leuten Joysen mitten die Joysen wollen wir essen. oif dem Sudanyu. We'll drink that wine and we'll eat the ox at the feast.
Good.
Okay, continue, but next one because yeah.
Wer wird uns teurer sorgen after Sudanyu? Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses our teacher. Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teurer sorgen. Moshe Rabbeinu will teach us Torah. Dem Yayin Shomer will drinking that ancient wine. Will drink dem Shor Habor mitten Leusen Velmet Essen. The meat of that ox will eat at the feast.
Okay,
Good.
thank you, Alvin. Thank you. Elaine, yes?
I missed, what is loisen?
Leviathan, a whale.
It's
Oh,
it's where
so
we get the
wild
word.
ox with
y-
the,
y-
is that the Leviathan?
It's a
Yes.
Leviathan. That's where we
Okay,
get
so
the word
wild
Leviathan.
ox with the Leviathan, okay.
Yeah.
Got it,
Right,
got it,
right.
got it.
Yes, okay, so next one. Okay, Mariv,
Ja. Wer wird uns spielen auf der Sudanyu? David Hamelech, David Hamelech, David Hamelech wird uns spielen. Who will play for us at the festival? King David will play for us.
Good.
Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns Teure sagen, dem Yayin Hamshumor wollen wir trinken, dem Shor Habor mit den Leviosen wollen wir essen, ob der Souvenir.
Very good.
Moses will tell us the Torah, we will drink this preserved wine, and we will eat the bull with the Leviathan on the feast day. I gave a little variation to the translations.
Very good. Very good.
okay, thank you. You did it. Okay, Steve,
Wer wird uns Chachme sagen auf der Sudanyu? Shlomo Hamelech wird uns Chachme sagen. Who will, what is Chochmah?
Wisdom. Who will
Who-
teach us wisdom?
Right, who will teach us wisdom at the feast? King Solomon will teach us wisdom at the feast.
Good.
there
David
is no,
I'm sorry.
you don't need to translate it, just read it.
Sure.
David Hamelech wird uns spielen. Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns Teura sagen. Dem Yain Hamshumer wollen wir trinken. Dem Shura Hoba mitten leuchten wollen wir essen auf der Sudanyu.
Good.
Okay, thank you. Julia, would you like to read? But before it, I see that Zuli raised their hand. Zuli?
I was wondering, Chochmeh is not also a joke?
Not in this case. King Solomon doesn't joke.
Well, that's why I didn't know it was wisdom.
Wisdom, like a chochem is a wise man. Chacham, right? A
Yeah.
wise man. Yeah,
I thought it was also a joker.
it
That's
is. A chochem is also a joke, right?
all right. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, Julia, go on. You're muted, Julia. Unmute yourself. Okay, now. No, you are muted. Julia, you are muted. We cannot hear you. Julia, we cannot hear you. Sorry. Okay. Zuli, would you like to read instead, please?
Welche wird uns tanzen auf der Seldena? Miriam Abahein an Bia.
Anavi.
Oh,
Via,
Anabi,
Anavia.
Miriam Anabi wird uns tanzen. So, who are we going to dance with at the celebration? Miriam, the great Miriam.
No, the prophetess.
Oh, the prophet Miriam will dance with us.
Not with us, for us. Uns, for us.
Oh, she will show us, but uns, let's see, Miriam the prophet, but uns tanzen. I thought it was, she will dance with us.
Not with us, for us. Yes, Maurice,
Oh, she
Yes,
will
for, dance for
for
us. Right.
for us.
uns dance.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Michael? Okay, Julia, can you just read it? We already translated, but just read it, please.
Shlomo HaMelech wird uns Chochma sagen. David HaMelech wird uns spielen. Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns Teure sagen. Dem Yayin HaMeshomer wollen wir trinken. Der Shorabor metten Leusen wollen wir essen. After Sedenu.
Pseudo, the pseudo.
Okay, good, thank you. Okay, let's listen to it once again. Play it again, Michael.
Maria?
Zog scheine Rebenju, Hus wird sein als Mashiach wird schon kommen. Als Mashiach wird kommen, will mir machen zu den Jü. Hus will mir retten auf der zu den Jü. Dem Scheuer Habor, mit Livio-Song, dem Scheuerabort, mit Livio-Song, dem Scheuerabort, mit Livio-Song, werden wir essen, auf der Süden-Ju. Was will mir trinken, auf der Süden-Ju? Dem Yayid HaMeshomer, dem Yayid HaMeshomer, dem Yayid HaMeshomer will mir trinken, Sharabon Leviosan will mir essen, auf der Süden-Ju. Wer wird uns teure suchen, auf der Süden-Ju? Moishe Rabbeinu, Moishe Rabbeinu, Moishe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen, im Jahren am Schummer will mir trinken, Schabon wir uns an will mir essen, auf der Süden-Ju. Wer wird uns spielen, auf wie der Melech wird uns spielen. Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen. Im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken. Schauen wir Jusson will mir erzählen. Oh, der wer wird uns auch mehr suchen, weil der Sudenu Schleimoi Amelech Schleimoi Amelech Schleimoi Amelech wird uns auch mehr suchen. Du will am Melech wird uns spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen. Im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken, Schaban und Jusson will mir erzählen. Oh, der Sudenu, welche wird uns tanzen, weil der Sudenu Miriam, Anevio, Miriam, Anevio. Miriam, Anevio, wird uns tanzen, schleif mir am Melech, wird uns auch mehr so. Du wie der Melech wird uns spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen. Im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken, Schaban und Jusson will mir erzählen. Oh, der Sudenu.
Any question? Any comments? Yeah,
Yes, yes,
Beverly.
yes.
Beverly.
Oh, I think I just raised my hand, but I don't know, it didn't work. Those two men were the most famous cantors. Yosef Rosenblatt is the most famous cantor probably that ever lived. And Sidor Malevsky also was equally famous. That's
Okay,
it. That's what I
thanks.
wanted to say.
Good, thank you. Bob? Bob?
Yeah, it was beautiful. I'm curious, with those traditional elements that that people would have expected to happen and when the Messiah came. I mean, this wild boar and Leviathan and Moses and Solomon. I mean, was that?
It depends on the degree of your belief.
And isn't this when they do it Pesach? Isn't this from a typical Pesach one?
No,
No?
no.
No? Okay.
Yeah, the music sounds like it might have been from even the 1900s, you know, the 19th century, or
Yes,
mean-
it was. It was a.
What was Rabbi
when
Rosenberg's first
when-
name?
When Prelutsky compiled his book of Yiddish folk songs around 1910, he listed it as a folk song. In other words, no author known, no
Right.
composer known.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's nice music, and
Yeah,
it's very beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Sure.
Bob. Brenda? You're muted.
They're gonna do it anyway, so I was just curious.
Okay, there. My husband, and my claim to fame is that Yosela Rosenblatt's son married us.
Ah, okay. Congratulations.
And the one other thing is that my father, may he rest in peace, used to go and he loved hearing Yosela Rosenblatt. So whenever he had a concert, my father used to go to hear him.
My family also,
Yeah.
especially Malevsky, Sidor Malevsky, I remember.
Okay, Zuli?
Yeah, I had a question in regard to the repetition that you know, is it common just in Jewish songs like Haggadah that they start and they say, my father goes this and that, and it's repetitious. And in this song, it's the same. Who knows about it or can tell me if it's something that's a Yiddish way of singing and repeating?
No, there are other cultures that also have cumulative songs. You know the song On the First Day of Christmas? I'm sure you know that. It works the same way. It repeats, it accumulates, and I think there are many languages that have cumulative songs like that.
Yeah, this is curious because it's very nice. It's like they're teaching people about things.
Right, right. But if you try to sing along with them, which I tried to do the first time I heard this, I couldn't do it. I mean, it's like,
Lost.
Too quick. Too quick.
It's
Before,
unusual, isn't it?
yeah, before we
Right.
move on, and I saw that someone else, I saw that Bob raised their hand. Where did he go? There was someone else that joined us, and I wanted to talk to him, and he went away. Anyone knows Hyman Segel?
no.
Okay, because he joined us for a couple of minutes and then vanished.
Maybe he didn't like the song.
I
Like,
I don't know. Yeah. Bob, you wanted to say something again, or just your hand was up? Okay. Any more questions, comments?
And
If not,
It's Naomi. Can I just say that I want to thank Maurice because I love chazonas. I love opera too. I know nothing about opera, but I love the crossover chazanut, chazan who can also sing it, you know, opera. But I think Yossele Rosenblatt was called the Jewish Caruso. Also, Gershon Sirota was also the other Jewish Caruso. I think there were 3 Jewish Carusos. I don't know who the third one. I tried to look it up online, but I guess it's a personal. I love Yossele Rosenblatt. That's so beautiful. I was like, instead of davening, I could listen to this all the time and get my tefillah, whatever that.
You're very welcome. You're very
Maybe
welcome.
Jan.
so
Yeah, he was,
instead-
yeah, but yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry, go on. Sorry, no.
No, I just, there's a few now, there's Shulam Lemmer, his brother Yaakov Lemmer. I mean, we can go on about the modern day present chazonim. There's also one in Toronto, Paul Kowarski. Oh my God, he sang Italian opera. He was from South Africa. So if anyone wants a list of, you know, to watch on YouTube and listen, I make a list.
Okay.
But as far as who is the Jewish Caruso, I don't know. I go back and forth.
Jan
Well, I
Pierce. Jan Pierce.
What about
Yossele
Richard
Rosenblatt.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Richard Tucker,
Tucker,
yeah,
Tucker.
yeah.
They were
Yeah,
brothers-in-law.
Moshe
Brothers.
Oisher.
Yeah,
Naomi.
Moshe Oisher, Anita says, yeah.
Naomi,
Yes, yes.
I think
yeah.
in Italy, they
In
say that,
Borough Park, we listened to Moshe Kosovitsky, the street.
Yes, yes,
band.
yes.
Oh,
Street.
Right.
we have a
I-
song about Moshe Kosovitsky in Hebrew, and it's a wonderful song. It's when Moshe Kosovitsky couldn't read the notes without punctuation. So that's a really wonderful song. So everyone has the three tenors, and we have the 3 Carusos. So.
On JBS, there was a program, A Cantor's Tale. And that has a lot of chazonish stuff in it, and it's all about borough parks. I got a good kick out of it. I saw familiar places, but it's a lovely, lovely half or an hour on JBS, A Cantor's Tale. It's all chazonish music.
Okay, thank you. Bob, and we are going to the story. We're moving to the story.
Yeah.
Bob.
Mentioning the opera, I was just going to say that there's a phrase in this melody that's either taken from or was stolen by Donizetti in Elixir of Love, one of the most famous tenor arias of all time. And you could hear that same phrase identical in this tune. So, yeah.
Well, in the PowerPoint that Michael did such a great job on, I think the very first thing he showed was a page from the Prelutsky's book of Jewish Yiddish Volkslieder, and it's possible that you can actually access the music that, you know, the notes. I don't know. You'd have to
Yeah.
go back to the PowerPoint or ask Michael.
No,
Could be.
That's great stuff.
And
I'll find it before we're finished.
I think in Italy, they used to say that Caruso was the Italian Yosela Rosenblatt.
Good. Mariv, yes, you wanted to say something?
No, I just wanted to hear what Maurice was gonna say, so he said it, I think.
Okay, guys. So I think we should move to the story. And share, and share, and share. Okay, it's a new computer, and every time it asks us to do something else, and I don't know the password for this stuff. Ma? Okay, let's try. If it will do. Okay, it's okay, Danny. Yeah, it works. What? Okay, so we are on page 125, yes? Do you see my page?
Yes.
Okay, just to be sure, because I'm telling you, it's a new one and it asks us to do all kinds of things. So we stopped der Seide od Geata Teve. So Susan, the other Susan, not Susan Gans, the other Susan, can you read it?
Bina, can you make it bigger in some way?
Bigger a bit. Oh, why am I here? Nani? אני במקום אחר. Okay, how to make it bigger? Is it bigger now?
No, you need to hit the circle with the plus sign on the
I know,
top row.
I did it, but it was not enough. So let's see.
More.
The amazing.
Here.
Oh, no, over to the left of that.
Here.
Oh, okay, that works. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just a second.
Okay, now it's.
Is it okay?
Back
We
to
can't see
bigger.
Nina,
It's
you can
about
get
like
rid
it
of
was
that
before.
menu on the right-hand side by
Yeah, that's
clicking on
what
the
we are
little
trying to
arrow
do.
in the
How do you
middle.
do that?
How to do it, Michael?
Move down to the little bar between the menu and the text. Down,
Okay.
right there.
Perfect.
Okay, good.
You want it bigger than that?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just hit that circle with the plus in it.
No, I don't like the circle.
Oh, okay, do that. Do that
So
one.
do it
Do
on the
that.
200 maybe.
Do the next
100 maybe it's
percentage
100.
up.
Yeah, that's too much.
There, and then,
Yeah,
okay.
okay, good.
Yay.
Thank you. Okay, so that's the 200. Okay. So,
$60 for the visit.
okay. So,
Very good.
Susan Miller, can you read it?
Okay. You want me to start with
Der Seide.
by Tish? What, it's a little cut off there.
Yeah.
Can you move it down a little?
Do you see it now?
Okay, you want, oh, der Seide hot. I'll give a chance. Gehot, Teve, ois, versuchen die Gemeinste Schwächen, die Bet led, die Argaste,
Ärgste.
Far, I don't know that word.
Barzenischen.
Barzenischen und Kolkas,
Kalikes.
Kalikas,
Okay, so let's translate this because then I have to move another page. Let's translate it. So the Zaide Adgat Ateve.
I don't understand. I don't know.
Where's the
Oh,
marker?
Okay, so Susan Gans, can you translate it? Susan Miller will read and you will translate if it's possible, okay?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Should I begin to
Yes,
translate?
yes, please.
The grandfather had it was his nature to look for the lowest among the beggars, the worst freaks and kalikas. Those are people who are like cripples. The work.
Okay, so let's the other Susan read.
Looking ones and ones who couldn't move.
Okay, was kein Balavos hat nicht
Okay.
No homeowner had
gehot kein choshech ahem su nemen.
Which no homeowner felt like inviting. These were the people that he invited.
Kedei nicht zu far steren Weib und Kinder.
So as not to disturb their wife and their children.
Das Shabbos.
Shabbos, not to disturb for their wife and children, the Shabbos celebration.
Die Bobbe hat nicht gekannt gucken, wei ot die schmutzige Sekalnete Hazer setzen sich aweg bim Kollern Tischech nussen die silberne Löffel und Messer trinken von die silberne
Becherlech. Okay, thank you. So now Susan Gans will translate.
Grandmother couldn't stand to look how these messy and tangle-haired beggars, Heisergeyer, they go from house to house begging, sit down by the clean tablecloth, and they use the silver spoons and knives, and they drink from the silver wine cups.
Okay. Thank you, Susan Miller. Susan Gans, would you continue, please?
Ich soll nicht sündigen mit die Red, hat sie gemurmelt in Kirch. I shouldn't sin by what I'm about to say, mumbled the Bubba in the kitchen. Das ganze hektisch hab ich in Stub. Here in my house, I have the whole poorhouse. Der Seder hat nicht gelost fallen kein Krumm fort auf die Kapzonen seine. And grandfather wouldn't let anything bad be said, anything crooked or bad, and not a crooked word be said about these his poor people. Erst jeden hat sie untergegeben Cheshik. Eat Jews, he encouraged them. Los sich nicht beten, don't wait to be asked. Die Kapzonen haben a vielen nicht in Sinnen gehabt, sich zu losen beten. And the poor people
had no intention of having to be asked to eat. They haben gerieben mit der Sabahule. They made such a noise, wie ausgehungerte Pferd by a corrette, like hungry horses, and in front of the feeding trough mit Huber with oats. They haben gepatscht mit die Lippen, they smacked their lips, gerieben mit die Zähne, they ground their teeth, gechlipchet beim Trinken, they gulped when they were drinking. In Alts haben sie getrunken die Moizis challah, and they dipped the challah for the moitzi into everything. In their fish yoich, in the fish soup, in their hiner yoich, in the chicken soup, in wine, in the wine, in grain, in the horseradish, in their fleimen yoich, and even in the plum juice. Oy vey. They haben
Abgeräumt.
Abgeräumt alle.
There is a problem here. It's the same in my printing.
They cleaned off all something
essen.
Ausgeneigt die tellers. They tipped over the plates. Aufgeschart die Brecklach von Tischtach. They dumped out the crumbs in the tablecloth und von die eigene beard, and the crumbs from their own beards.
What a description. It's amazing.
What a marvelous description.
It's wonderful.
Mir pflegt schlugen zu der goal.
He became nauseated. I found it, to get nauseated. Slogan to the goal is to get nauseated.
It rose the gall in me. I became nauseated von their schmutzige Hand, von their schmutzig hands, mit welcher sie haben ungenommen die Keulchen, which they took the braided collars, von their reute Augen, from their red eyes, und schmattene Malbuschen and raggedy clothes, und verschimmelte reiches and the stinking smells. Oy, oy.
Yeah, Okay, thank you, Susan. Thank you. Barbara, can you go on?
Okay. Es fleckte mir nicht bekommen der Bobbes geschmackiger Fisch. It did not come to me. The Bobbes, a delicious fish, Joch und Hiner und Simison, the soup, the chicken and the Simis. Überhaupt mainly fleckte mir vergehen der Appetit. Mainly, I lost my appetite. Wenn Teil von die Urichem fleckt nicht nutzen die Messers von Tisch. I lost my appetite when some of the poor invited guests would not use the knives on the table, nor zeige eigene bettlerische kneperlich. Instead, they would use their own beggar's pocket knife. Schmutziger und verrosteter, dirty and rusty, mit welcher sie haben gerissen, Sticker von die Keuletje, with which they would take pieces or hunks from the braided challahs. Aber der Pfarr ist mir zugekommen, ein Stück gesund, von sehr Wüste, and I think this is Hawaii,
Avayas, yes, Avayas.
meaning expressions. But in time, I would feel a bit more healthy from there. And Vista is unhappy, actually, right? Unhappy expressions or gestures.
Vista is also
Ugly.
ugly, strange.
Gestures or expressions.
Yeah, it's
and
gestures, yeah.
yeah, and Brummereien and rumblings on Rede und Meises and speech and stories, was sie haben nicht aufgehört zu erzählen sich einer dem anderen, which they would not stop telling one to the other. Die fantastische Meises und Passierungen haben sie gehabt zu erzählen. The fantastic stories and occurrences they would explain or would tell. Meises von wegen Stadt, Balabatim und Balabustes. Stories about their wanderings, the city, the householders, and the householders' wives. Meistens haben sie geredet wegen die gute und schlechte Schäbäusen, was sie haben in die Stadt. Mostly they would talk about the good and the bad. Where am I? I've lost my place. And the bad Sabbaths that they experienced in the city, in welche sie gehen durch in Verlauf, in which they experienced during the course of a year, von sehr bettlerische Marschrouten, which they experienced during the course of a year from their on their begging routes, itineraries.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Barb. Karen, can you continue?
Tazria Metzore.
Tazria Metzore, that's a parasha in one of the Bible books, in Vaikra. What is Vaikra in English? I don't know.
Leviticus.
Leviticus, so that's a parasha in Leviticus.
A Torah portion and the 27th weekly Torah portion. Tazria Metzora in Turbin, is that a city?
Is that a city? Yeah, that's a place. Turbin is a place, yeah. So he's telling about this specific week in which they are saying this parasha in the city, what he had in the city of Turbin.
Hab ich afetten. I had a very rich meal or fat meal. Fleckt ein Betlech barimmen sich fahren anderen. A beggar would boast in front of the others. Mir gibt mir dort Fisch und Fleisch und Petsche und Zibeles mit Schmalz und Afila Melave Malke gibt man mir. They give me fish and meat and jellied calves hooves and onions onions fried in chicken fat, and even the meal that ushers out the evening meal that ends the Shabbos.
Go on. Borscht.
Borscht mit Kartoffel, kartoffels, borscht with potatoes. Gel dir mein Tazria mit Soda far kein zwei Gilden nicht weggeben. Think I would not trade this meal for 2 guilders.
Okay, thank you, Karen. You will continue, but I see the people raise their hands. So Susan, please.
Well, first, when they describe how he heard all these stories, this is the birth of the author. I think it's a wonderful description of how he became an author, because this is what was in his mind. And secondly, when he talk about schmaltz, we assume it was chicken fat, but mostly they ate Gänsener schmaltz, because the chickens were smaller animals, and it was best to have the geese. You got much more meat and fat from them.
Okay, thanks, Susan. Zuli?
Yeah, when they say Zwiebeln with schmaltz, at home, my mother and I still do it. It's gehackte Zwiebeln mit the egg and schmaltz. It's not fried. I don't know whether the meal here was Zwiebeln that they fry in schmaltz or the way my mother did it, that was different.
Okay.
I wanted to
How
say.
did your mother do it, Zuli?
Gehackte Zwiebeln, fresh, eggs, hard-boiled eggs, and schmaltz with salt, and that was for Passover. The best taste with 2 matzos. You used to eat it on matzah.
Yeah, good. It's tasty. Okay, Beverly, you are muted if you want to say something. I saw your mouth, but
I said, yes, I know. We used to have, my mother used to make it. It was delicious.
All right, I still make them.
Delicious.
okay, go on, Karen. Mind Bechukotai, which is another parasha, another.
Mein Bechukotai is pizza, which
Another
is a
place.
city, soll fire nehmen. The devil should take it.
Should have read down something like this, yeah.
It was terrible. Fleckt zweiter Bettler sich klagen. Another beggar complains. Chala geht men bloß zu der Moitze. Challah was only given at the blessing. Dennoch muss men essen Brot. After that, we have to eat bread. Kein Shalas Schudas gibt men in ganzen nicht. We didn't get the third ritual meal before the end of the day. A broch ze the gederes, a blow to the intestines, or a break in.
Curse.
I'm not exactly sure how to translate that.
A broch is a curse.
Gedarim is the intestine, so that something bad will happen to the intestines. Susan, do you have any suggestion
a
how to say
catastrophe.
curse?
Guts. They
A
curse
what?
guts.
Yeah, so what? A broch to their guts?
A curse.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, it's really beautiful. It's great. Thank you, Karen. Bob.
You're welcome.
Bob, that's your cue.
Yeah, can you make it bigger or no? Der Zeder hat nicht gekent hören, die Westerade und Kololis bein Shabbasdicken Tisch. Aber nicht willnedig verschämen die Bettlers, hat sie gegeben anzuhören, als sie sollen aufhören.
Okay, so
So
translate this before.
the Zeta, you can just imagine the scene at the table. The Zeta couldn't stand listening to the dreary talk and curses at the Shabbos table, and but he didn't want to embarrass the beggars, so he kind of gave them hints, so that they would stop. Eat, my friends, eat. He kind of
Yeah, but first read it in Yiddish.
Oh, didn't I? Oh, yeah. I missed it. Oh, yeah, S hier ein S. S hat sie gemutet. Als sagen sie anstoßen. Als sie dürfen bloß essen und nicht reden. So he says, eat, my friends, eat. And he encouraged them so that they would guess that they had to only eat and not talk. Aber die Bettlers haben sich nicht wissendig gemacht und getun beide Sachen mit einmal. Gekate und gerät. But the beggars didn't quite catch on, or maybe they didn't want to catch on. I'm not sure. And they kept on doing both, but chewing and talking.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I
No,
thank you for
really-
giving me the easy two sentences.
I told you that I will find something that is not very
And you-
difficult. Just write like Goldilocks. Okay, we will
I don't.
continue this. Okay, so Naomi, please. Die Bobbe.
Okay, can you raise the, just a little bit? Thank you. Okay. Die Bobbe hat jedes Mal, was sie hat reingetragen, neue Macholin, gehabt der Blick auf dem Silber auf den Tisch, nicht sicher sehendig, sie die heiser Geher, wollen nicht etwas herablassen in Keschene allein. So at that very time, the grandmother, who came in with new foods or delicacies, gehabte Blick, she took a look or a glance at the silver on the table, the silverware on the table. Nicht sicher sehendig CD. She wasn't sure if she saw the passerby, the ones who passed by the house.
Kapzunim.
I see.
Another-
Okay.
another
They go from house to house, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it's like a passerby. No. Okay. If they won't take something to sneak in or to put in their pockets, to fill their pockets.
Yeah.
Ich hab angequollen von die bettlerische Meises und Geschichten und die Maschorin, was sie haben geführt Shabbos. Okay, I had pleasure from these very stories of the beggars. Geschichten, is that histories? Is that?
But here it's also Maises. It's another Geschichte.
okay.
Usually it's history, but here it's a Maise.
Oh, okay, because I know
Story.
Geschichte with an I in, I think is history. Okay, and die Muscher. I don't know what that is.
They did all kinds of deals around the table.
I see, wheeling and dealing, okay. Which they geführt, which they conducted after Shabbos?
At Shabbos.
At
un
Shabbos.
Shabbos, is that Shabbos?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oy.
Shabbos, yes.
So what do you call after Shabbos, when Shabbos is over?
Noch
Noch
Shabbos.
Shabbos, okay. In Heiligen Tag haben sie geführt an Oistoisch, gemaschert mit Zucker, was sie pflegen kriegen von karge Ballerbostes und statt Groschens. Okay, this is a bit difficult. On the holy day,
yes,
they conducted an ois. What's an oistoish? Something out of the ordinary.
An
an exchange. Okay, a business deal with sugar.
Yes.
Okay. Which they used to receive, right?
Yes,
kriegen from the cheap karge, from the cheap ladies of the household. Instead of I guess pennies, right?
Yeah, instead of money, those Kargebabelabustes gave them sugar.
Verkauf sich Schmattes, a poor alte Cholieves und noch solche Antiken. Okay, so they verkauf. They bought. They bought.
They sold.
No, they sold. Okay, I never know bought and sold. Okay, they sold. I guess rags or I don't know. A few. What's Cholieves?
Boots. The bootleg part. I guess the boots.
Oh, part of the boot. Okay. Cholieves must be Polish. And more of such and antiques or precious things.
But here it's not antiques. Here it's all kinds of things. I think.
Antiques.
They're secondhand goods.
Yeah, second-hand things.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't come from at all from antiques? No.
I think that it's the same, the same root, but it's, you know.
Okay.
It's being
Maurice,
ironic. Their treasures.
Treasures. Okay.
Translated as goodies, because there's one of them. Goodies.
Okay.
Used in different ways. Antiken is also used. Mein Tochter in Machetenis de Meine, if you're a bad mother-in-law, she's also a nitkein antiken or something.
Yeah.
So it's used differently.
Maybe a Metzia is close too, right? Metzia. Okay, der Zeta hat sie gestraft. Okay, so the grandfather straf is to curse. Okay.
Curse. Reprimand.
Not curse.
Scolded them.
Reprimand.
Scolded them, not cursing. No.
Scolded them.
Punished maybe. Punished?
Usually it's punished, but not here.
He's scolding them.
Okay.
But they're doing business on Shabbos.
Yeah.
Yidden new Shabbos. Jews, it's new. Come on, it's Shabbos.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Naomi.
Okay.
David Katz, please.
Aber sie haben nicht gehört und angehalten sehr bettlerische Mischorim, but they didn't hear, and they I guess continued their
Nonsense.
business, their kind of business dealings, or bettlerische Mischorim. Sie haben euch nicht gewollt untreuen, dem Seiden die Peck mit Groschens. They also didn't want to untreuen, take away this
Entrust.
entrust, yeah, entrust. Yeah, entrust the grandfather, of course. Yeah, entrust the grandfather with this little sack of groschens, pennies. But they haben getrogen, it's the Shabbos, what they carried with themselves on Shabbos. Dem Seiden is es gegangen in Leben, als die Kapsonem sollen ihm geben, zu behalten ihre Gelder über Shabbos. Grandfather, I guess led his life that gegangen in Leben, I guess, as the Kapsonim, as the paupers, the poor people should should give to him to hide or hold their money during Shabbos. Kadei ze sollen nicht trogen mit sich kein Geld in Heiligen Tag, that they wouldn't be carrying money on this holy day. Jeden, ich bin, Baruch Hashem, betuach, like ze versichern, die ganze Stadt hat bei mir Geld. He says, the grandfather says, Jews, I am, thanks to God, someone you can, a confidant, I guess.
Yes,
Treasurer, a trustworthy person.
A trustworthy person, yeah, a trustworthy person. And he used to reassure them that the entire city keeps money by me and jewelry and everything like that.
Okay, so guys, it's almost 12 o'clock. Thank you, David. It's almost 12 o'clock. So there is not enough time to finish it. So we will finish it next time. And I will also send you new reading because we have only, about something like 3 paragraphs to read. So we will finish it next time and we will start something new. So I am just, the description is
beautiful.
Is just
beautiful,
amazing.
Beautiful story. Beautiful, beautiful writing. Now we see why they're so famous.
Yeah.
And
And I see that you want to say something, but you're muted.
Yeah,
Hilda.
what happened to the cat? I was thinking that
What
too. No
happened
more
to the cat?
cats. No more cats.
No more
Oh,
cats.
he comes in.
He
or she
comes in at the end. Just be
Yeah.
patient.
Hilda, you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to thank you for
okay, thank you.
for bringing that story, because I know a lot of other people have already read it, but I haven't, and it is absolutely amazing. It gets to the heart of everything.
But also the description, outstanding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So descriptive, so descriptive.
Yeah. Henrietta, yes. Barbara, I see your hand
So,
is up.
I had this expression gegangen in Leben, and when I listened to the tape of Marsha Love's group, a refoil translated as constantly or insistently. So does anybody know anything more about that expression, gegangen in Leben?
My mother used to say, es geht ihm in Leben, he wants it so much. He really wants it. So it's ganz im Leben. So
It's
it
very
makes sense
important
because
too.
A terrible longing.
Okay,
Maurice,
thank you.
you say
Yeah,
something?
it was very important to the
Yes,
Zayda.
very important.
Very important.
As though his life depended on it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was very important.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Anyone else wants to say anything to comment before we say goodbye and
I
continue
can
next
only
week?
say, coming from a Yiddish household, I have never read any Yiddish story. And it was only Chazanish music and Yiddish spoken, but no literature whatsoever.
So
Papa
now
would
you're
read
getting your
anything
share.
from
Now
secular
you're getting your share.
writers. Only Chamoshim, only Torah was in the house. That was it.
Okay, I will not send you Chomoshim, I promise. Next,
I'm a
when we
runaway
finish
Orthodox
it,
too.
when we finish it, it's a children's story.
Oh.
It's Ingele Zingele Chvat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
So that's after because
Your favorite.
I
Minna,
promised
that's your
you something
favorite.
easy.
That's Minna's
Thank you.
favorite.
It's
Thank
what,
you.
Beverly?
It's your favorite, Yingle Single is your favorite, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it-
nice.
Is that the one that,
Okay.
Mina, is that the one where the illustrations were by Marc Chagall?
Not by Marc Chagall, by Eli Sitsky.
Right.
By
They're
Eli
great pictures.
Sitsky.
Yeah,
So
right.
I will send it to you. Hopefully, if I get the computer tomorrow or today, so you will get it by Thursday or by Friday. It depends on when I get my computers. Okay.
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 Vielen
Have a
Dank.
wonderful week.
Thank you.
Vielen Dank.
See you next week.
Dank.
Bye.
Shane and Doug, bye-bye.
Send them down.